Calvert-Lewin just got too much under that header, went over the bar. Now it's a goal kick for Vicario to take. Short pass, gets the ball back. This time searches out onto the left hand side for Werner. Ball goes out of play and it's going to be a throw into Everton now. And Godfrey's going to take this just inside Tottenham's half. Godfrey's pass goes back to Tarkowski again. "23rd game of the season for both of these sides. In 9 of those games, Everton have now conceded first. They've gone on to lose all 9 of those games. As Tarkowski is under pressure and Richarlison gets the ball back. It's now with Højbjerg. Goes back to Romero. Across to Van de Ven. Finds Udogie. Werner's held his run, but he is an overlapping option. Gets the ball from him eventually by the touchline. Attempts to pass back to Udogie, but Godfrey blocks that out and he's forced to go back to Van de Ven again. Still inside Everton's half at the moment. Now with Bentancur. Back to Van de Ven. Goes all the way back to Vicario. Gets the ball back from him just outside the area. Harrison and Calvert-Lewin are putting the pressure on for Tottenham. Gives the ball to Romero on the right hand side and goes all the way back to Vicario. Calvert-Lewin looks slightly disappointed that he couldn't quite get to that. And Vicario spreads this onto the right hand side for Bentancur. He's under pressure at the moment. In goes the challenge from Garner and it's out of play for a throw in on the right hand side now for Tottenham. Porro comes along to take this. Just in front of us on this right hand side, edging closer towards the halfway line. A quick 1-2 with Richarlison. Finds that ball forward. It's been played out of play though by Højbjerg, who misjudged where Richarlison's run were. There was a run being made through the middle by Brennan Johnson. I think that's where it was intended for. Thrown's taken back to Pickford. Out to Godfrey. Headed on and headed out of way by Van de Ven. Now throwing at the halfway line for Everton. Tottenham have scored first in 17 of those 23 Premier League games, including today's fixture. It's quite an impressive record for Postecoglou, who of course has been without his main goal threat of Harry Kane, having departed in the summer to Bayern Munich. A lot of Tottenham fans were worried where these goals would come from. Safe to say they're holding their own quite well against some of the sides in the Premier League. Bentancur and Richarlison both scoring, of course, just a couple of weeks ago against Manchester United. As Tottenham play with the ball very dangerously inside their own half at the moment, and Romero's ball forward finds Bentancur. Now he gets it to Brennan Johnson on the right hand side. Goes back to Porro. His pass inside is intercepted by Idrissa Gueye, back from international duty, gives it to Garner. His pass towards Michaelenko's been intercepted and Richarlison pushes forward, gives the ball to James Maddison. Maddison continues his run to the edge of the area, pushes it onto his left foot, effort goes goalwards and it's just wide, and it's pushed wide by Jordan Pickford, and it's the first corner of the afternoon. But Everton was stepping away slowly from James Maddison, allowing him to continue moving forward in space. He's one of those players that, you know, from around about 20 yards out, you don't want to be leaving him space to take a shot at goal. He's proven a threat in that in the past. He nearly made Everton pay there again. Porro comes across to take this right-footed out-swinging corner. Goes central, headed away to the edge of the area where it has fallen to Højbjerg, whose effort hits the outside of his shin and goes over the bar. Nothing to worry about on that occasion for Pickford. If you are late joining us, 9.5 minutes gone at Goodison Park. Everton 0, Tottenham 1. They're on unofficial coverage of the Premier League on Flash Score. Jordan Pickford now with the goal kick. Looks out right for it, where Godfrey is. Heads this on towards Ashley Young. Udogie's there again. Headed by Højbjerg, and goes the challenge of Gueye. Back with Young again. Looks for Harrison down the right hand side. Forced out of play by Romero. Now equal with the goalkeeper's area. We've got a throw in for Everton on the right hand side and a chance for the hosts to maybe create something. Dwight McNeil lurking on the edge of the area, but even with this throw-in, the only player in the box at the moment is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. This throw to Ashley Young. Let's put a cross in. And it's taken a deflection out of play, and it's going to be a first corner of the afternoon now to Everton. Out on the right-hand side. Ashley Young moves to take his position there again. Branthwaite and Tarkowski both come forward for this. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger from Dwight McNeil. And it's just a conversation now that Michael Oliver needs to have with James Tarkowski, who is holding the arm of Vicario, should the goalkeeper from Tottenham decide to come out and claim this. And there is still battling going on between Tarkowski and Branthwaite as both Everton centre-halves are stood in and around the Tottenham goalkeeper, but Michael Oliver is allowing the corner to be taken. Everton forward in numbers. This in-swinger looks dangerous. It goes towards goal, punched away by Vicario and then cleared by Romero, and it's out of play now for a throw-in for Everton on the right-hand side. That corner was almost destined for the goal, and that explains why the two centre-halves were stood around Vicario to try and make things difficult for the Tottenham goalkeeper. But Godfrey comes across to take this throw-in, about 2 yards further back than where it was just a moment ago. Throws this down for Calvert-Lewin inside the area, lays this off. The cross from Dwight McNeil's been blocked. It's fallen again to Garner. Gives the ball back to Tarkowski. Under pressure from Richarlison. He goes across now to Branthwaite. Back again to Tarkowski. His pass towards his goalkeeper is quite a dangerous pass. He's caught underneath that and it's gone higher as opposed to the distance that it needed. Pickford's had to come out and put it out of play for a throw, and he was under pressure from Richarlison. But Everton concede a throw-in from what looked like a dangerous position for themselves to be in. And now Udogie takes his throw-in on the left-hand side to Højbjerg. Cleared by Tarkowski. Brought down by Calvert-Lewin. He holds this up and eventually takes the ball out of play under pressure from Van de Ven. It's now a throw-in at the halfway line for Tottenham. Calvert-Lewin and Sean Dyche both felt that maybe that's where a free kick should have been given to Everton. The throw-in's headed away by Tarkowski. Played all the way back to Romero. At the centre circle, Romero now plays this onto the right-hand side. Back to Romero again at the halfway line. Across to Højbjerg. Pass for Udogie. Gives it to Van de Ven. Van de Ven inside to Bentancur. Bentancur on the edge of the area. Takes it forward. Through ball to Richarlison. In goes the challenge of Michaelenko. The clearance from Godfrey has again been quite a poor one, and Pickford's had to come out and claim it. Long ball forward from him, chased down by Calvert-Lewin, who's on his own, but he's getting support slowly from Everton players. Manages to keep the ball with himself, plays it off now onto the edge of the area. Dwight McNeil plays this across, it's left by Garner, but Michaelenko wasn't making the run. Garner goes down under the challenge. He's told to get back up as now Porro moves out from the back with it. He beats his man, it's now with Brennan Johnson. Michaelenko's back to put the challenge in, and now Dwight McNeil gets possession back. He's under pressure from Richarlison, but he continues into Tottenham's half. Makes his way into space, goes down under the challenge, and this time wins a free kick. In a very dangerous position for Everton. That's an excellent long ball from Jordan Pickford to find Richarlison in the build-up to this, and he's done very well with two Tottenham players around him to hold it up and turn on the ball and bring in more Everton players as well. Wonderful hold-up play from the striker. Just needed more support a bit quicker. Garner's gone down under the challenge of Johnson. Just looking at the replay of that incident, and no, not for me, that's not a free kick. The referee's made the right decision, and I think Garner's left his left leg out, expecting it to be hit. And sometimes players do look for free kicks in those positions, as Dwight McNeil now takes this in towards Tarkowski, headed away by Udogie on the edge of the area. It's laid off now for Gay. It's been blocked, and it's back with Young on the right hand side. Young's cross goes towards the back post, but there's no Everton players there, and it's with Romero, who's now under pressure. Lays this off inside, back to Van de Ven, now back to Porro on the right hand side. Porro plays it dangerously across his own goal, but Everton have got back into position. Bentancur goes down under the challenge from Gay, nothing given. It's now with Young on the right hand side. Young's ball goes in towards Calvert-Lewin, it's headed away by Højbjerg, and another corner for Everton. Now out on the right hand side. Another chance now for Everton to do something, with Dwight McNeil moving across to take this. Another left-footed in-swinger expected. Been some dangerous crosses going into the box as both Tarkowski and Branthwaite go back onto Vicario. I think this is a theme for Everton when attacking these set pieces. They've got plenty of players in the 6-yard box. It's forcing Tottenham very defensively. The ball could go absolutely anywhere from this cross going in. It's gone goalwards and it's headed away off the line. And the free kick has been given, this time for a foul on Vicario. Tarkowski's just asking about it. You're always playing that risk when you've got a couple of players stood around the goalkeeper. The first time they got away with it. The second time a free kick has been given to Tottenham inside the 6-yard box. But again, that corner looked destined for goal. I think it was Bentancur that's headed this off the line, in fact. It's either that or it's been clawed out by Vicario before he's gone down to ground. Either way, the free kick's been taken short and it's with Van de Ven. For Højbjerg on the left-hand side. He goes down under the challenge of Young. Throw-in's been given. Højbjerg slow to get back to his feet. Just see a replay of that goal, and the goal that currently separates the two sides, and Richarlison found himself in plenty of space in the middle of the box and really shouldn't have. From a defensive perspective, you know the target man, you know the danger man for Tottenham. And you really need to have somebody marking him. He was actually in between both Branthwaite and Tarkowski when he found that space. Now thrown on the right hand side for Porro. Goes this down for Richarlison, back to Porro. Left footed ball forward by Porro, headed away by Tarkowski. Calvert-Lewin goes up for the header and misses it. In goes the challenge this time of Harrison. It has been cleared by Bentancur. It's now on the left hand side with Michaelenko. Chested down now for Romero with Porro. In goes the challenge of Garner. And it's been given as a free kick to Everton by the touchline on the left hand side. Everton just trying to chip the ball forward, and it's been headed away by Tottenham on each occasion for the moment there, before Garner threw himself into the challenge and won a free kick for his troubles. By the touchline, I imagine it's Dwight McNeil that comes across and will take this. It is. It's going to be a left-footed free kick from by the touchline, and more defensive work for Tottenham to need to do at the moment as Tarkowski and Branthwaite make the way forward. Ball in from McNeil, goes all the way through to the back post where Ashley Young is just outside the area. Ball back into the box. There's nobody there. Dwight McNeil's making a late run, but it has been cleared by Porro first. And Michaelenko's first to it, just inside his own half. He's got plenty of time, plenty of space. Ball back out onto the right-hand side now for Ashley Young, brought down by his stomach. He's under pressure from Udogie. Cross goes in, blocked by Udogie, and it's headed away this time by Van de Ven. Looked like it was destined for a corner. He's kept that in play though. Now it's with Bentancur. His clearance is won in the air by Michaelenko. Then Garner tries to put this ball on the left-hand side. Headed away by Porro. Garner gets it back, and it's now with McNeil. McNeil lays this back off to Garner. Now for Michaelenko. Everton currently camped inside Tottenham's half at the moment. Michaelenko gets it back again. Goes back into his own half with Branthwaite. Back across to Tarkowski. Tarkowski's ball down the line. He's going to be chased by Godfrey. Calvert-Lewin's there as well. The flag has stayed down as Calvert-Lewin, under pressure from Van de Ven, goes out onto the right-hand side. Plays this back now for Young. Young's pass inside finds Garner. Back onto the right-hand side again for Young. Cross goes in towards Calvert-Lewin, headed away by Højbjerg. On the edge of the area, it's collected again. Now for Gay. Onto the left-hand side in space is Michaelenko. Michaelenko's ball across to the back post. It's actually kept out by an Everton player. And I think it's Dwight McNeil's effort from outside the 6-yard box was going into the bottom corner, and I think there was a late run from Harrison that kept that out of the Tottenham goal. The flag has eventually gone up, and it would have gone up anyway had VAR intervened with Michaelenko being offside, but that ball's gone in. And McNeil's effort has been kept out by Jack Harrison. The flag's gone up for offside nonetheless, but you've got to think no wonder Everton aren't scoring many goals. Udogie gets the ball on the left-hand side. The challenge from Tarkowski. Although credit to Tottenham, they are defending very well whilst Everton are in the ascendancy, but it's back with Tottenham possession at the moment as Bentancur goes back to Romero, just inside his own half, gets it back to Bentancur, just outside the centre circle at the moment, gives it to Van de Ven. Van de Ven's pass again to Bentancur. He's under pressure from Calvert-Lewin, forced onto the right-hand side for Romero. Now by the touchline at the halfway line for Pedro Porro. Down the line he's got to find the run of Brennan Johnson. But in goes Branthwaite. Gives the ball back to Pickford, who's under pressure. He tries to find Michaelenko, but Johnson's there again. And this time it's been cleared by Tarkowski, headed away by Michaelenko. It's now with Garner on the edge of the area. Garner's clearance. Looks for Calvert-Lewin down the left-hand side. He goes up to win the header, goes down under the challenge. Nothing has been given as Van de Ven walks away with the ball. Gives it to Højbjerg, just inside Tottenham's half at the moment. Finds James Maddison coming short at the halfway line. Gives the ball back to Van de Ven again. Now Højbjerg. Højbjerg's ball onto the right-hand side. Brought down by Porro. His flick ball through is going to be chased down by Richarlison, who's nearly there onto the edge of Branthwaite's pass back to Pickford, playing very dangerously at the moment of Everton's defence, as this time it's been head down by Young to Harrison. Harrison just holding play up, waiting for extra support. Inside pass to Godfrey, excellent pass as well. In goes the challenge of Udogie to win it back for Tottenham, and he walks away with the ball now. Gives it now to Werner on the left-hand side. Udogie continues his run. Werner's ball through to Udogie. It goes all the way through, though, a bit too much on it, into the hands of Pickford, who's quickly looking for an outsource to play this ball out. But no Everton players are alert for it. Eventually it does go to Garner. Here goes the challenge of Udogie again. Now passes the ball back to Ramiro. This pass inside for Bentancur. Now to Højbjerg. Højbjerg onto the right hand side. It's too heavy of a pass for Johnson to get to, but Michaelenko goes back to Pickford, whose first time clearance is going to bounce out of play, and it's going to be a throw in just in front of us on the right hand side at about the halfway line. And Porro comes along to take this as well. Goes it down to Richarlison. Ball forward again now with McNeil. McNeil looks for that left hand side pass. He's found Gay. Through ball now for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and a chance for Everton. He takes it into the area. Excellent challenge from Van de Ven. I'm not sure if this is going to be offside or if this is going to be a corner. The flag has eventually gone up against Calvert-Lewin, who maybe made his run a bit too early. We're going to see it on the replay now. Yeah, he's marginal, but he is offside when that ball is played by Idrissa Gueye. It's excellent defensive work by Van de Ven anyway, who wasn't aware of the flag at the time. It's an excellent chance for Everton. Van de Ven gets the ball from the short goal kick, gives it back to Vicario just inside the goalkeeper's area, plays it back now to Van de Ven, who again goes back to his goalkeeper at the penalty spot of his own area. Now Van de Ven's in a bit of space on the left hand side to get the ball back outside the area. Makes his way past Harrison. Ball forward down the line for Werner. In goes the head of Godfrey, puts this out of play for a throw in on the left hand side for Tottenham inside Everton's half. Thrown from Udogie. Goes this to Richarlison. Now Garner goes in for the challenge, wins it back for Everton, gives it to Calvert-Lewin, out onto the right hand side now for Ashley Young. Plenty of space to move into, passes this ball back for Calvert-Lewin, who I don't think quite expected it that early, but then the challenge from Richarlison on Harrison earns Everton a free kick inside Tottenham's half. So yeah, bit of a late challenge from Richarlison as Harrison just dribbled the ball past him and then went down. Sometimes you've seen those free kicks not given. On this occasion, Michael Oliver deemed it worthy of a free kick. No yellow card, and now there'll be a free kick to Everton. Drifted ball in towards the back post. Michaelenko's free, plays it across the face of goal. Comes off of the foot of Ramiro, and Richarlison's got a chance to break away with it. His pass, though, goes to Gueye. He gives it to McNeil. Now out to Michaelenko on the left-hand side. It's crossed towards Godfrey. Forced Udogie to put that out of play for a corner again to Everton. It was going towards Ashley Young. It was a nice little first touched ball to get it over Udogie, who's done well to turn and get rid of the ball before it got through. But Everton from set pieces just seem to be winning everything. Just can't capitalise and get themselves that elusive equalising goal. We're in swinging corner to come from Dwight McNeil out on the right hand side. No players around the goalkeeper this time. This time the corner goes in towards the back post. It's headed out of play. It's been given as a goal kick. It's come off Calvert-Lewin's head. He's gone down holding his ankle. Slow to get back to his feet. Vicario will get things back underway for us. It has come off the head of Calvert-Lewin, who I think just landed funny on his left ankle. Now we will get things back underway with Vicario. In goes the challenge of Michaelenko alongside Johnson, and it's now with Porro. His touch to take the ball around. Michaelenko's too heavy, and now there's a throw in just inside Tottenham's half. Michaelenko takes it quickly and gives it to Branthwaite. Goes back to Pickford. Pickford's pass to Gay. Back to Branthwaite on the left hand side. Garner's come short as an option. Gets the ball and lays it out to Michaelenko on the left hand side. Down the line the pass to Calvert-Lewin has been left, and Dwight McNeil's continued his run. Calvert-Lewin's left that because he knew he was offside, and that's well understood from him as Van de Ven goes in with another challenge, and this time stops Dwight McNeil from pursuing forward with the ball. Throwing taken by McNeil for Michaelenko though. Gay gets the ball and gives it back to Garner on the left hand side. Garner now for Gay, now for Dwight McNeil on the edge of the area. His cross has been blocked, it's fallen to Michaelenko. Takes a touch, gives it back to Gay. Back onto the left hand side now for Garner, gives it to Dwight McNeil again on the edge of the area. McNeil's cross goes towards the back post, it's too heavy. It's going to be a job for Godfrey to keep that in play. It's not going to do so. It's a throw in now almost near the corner flag on the left hand side for Tottenham. Good build up play again for Everton. It's just those crosses into the box aren't quite what they need to be. The service for Calvert-Lewin isn't giving him much of an opportunity to cause trouble for the Tottenham defence. The pass from Branthwaite goes back to Pickford, who's under pressure now from Maddison. Forced to get rid of it, almost loses out on possession to Maddison. Now it's a throw in at the halfway line on the right hand side. Pedro Porro takes this throw in short. Gets the ball back to Højbjerg. Højbjerg's passed through. Now with Bentancur. Bentancur's pass back to Porro again. Now goes back to Romero. Just inside Everton's half. Tottenham with possession at the moment. He's under pressure now from Calvert-Lewin. He's forced to go back to Højbjerg by the touchline on the right hand side. His ball down the line is going to be chased down by Brennan Johnson and Michaelenko. Goes down under the challenge. And now a free kick has been given from just outside the area on the left hand side. Brennan Johnson's disappointed. He felt that was a tactical decision to go down from Michaelenko, and such is the game of football at the moment. Is now on the right hand side. Ashley Young gets the ball at the edge of the area. Flag stays down. Ball goes in towards Calvert-Lewin. It's got away from him, and Dwight McNeil's now there at the back post. Flag has stayed down throughout all of this build-up. As McNeil's cross this time has been blocked, and by the corner flag on the left hand side, Everton will now have a throw in. Michaelenko takes it quickly to Garner, who plays this across to Tarkowski, who's quickly under pressure from Maddison, and he's forced to go back to Pickford, who again puts this ball forward. Michaelenko looks for Harrison. There goes the header of Garner. Harrison's going to chase it down, and it's forced back by Romero. Only just makes it back to Vicario though, as Calvert-Lewin was alert and ready. Now rolled out by Vicario to Van de Ven. Pass to Højbjerg. In goes the challenge this time of Branthwaite. Lays the ball off to Harrison on the edge of the area. Harrison still under pressure, takes it a step further and gives it to Ashley Young. Young's cross comes off Udogie again and out of play for a corner. Fourth Everton corner of the first half, and we're just reaching the half-hour mark in this game. Other than the goal, I don't think Tottenham have really had too much to shout about. They've had a chance from Maddison that was pushed wide by Pickford, but otherwise it's been Everton in possession. They've not allowed too many chances to be created by Tottenham. That's exactly what they'll need. And the corner goes in, and it's been headed goalwards, and it's into the back of the net this time from Garner that's got the last touch. And the set pieces have been a bit of an issue. And now I think the flag's gone up because Vicario's gone to take a free kick quite quickly. It's Calvert-Lewin that's got the final touch. And Vicario's calling for a free kick out of this, and he thinks it still is. He's not happy with the referee's decision. There may be a VAR check on this, as Vicario feels that he was impeded. That tactic of set pieces for Everton looks to eventually have paid off. We'll have to see a replay just to see if there was any reason for it, as this time it goes in towards the goal. It's been punched out by Vicario, kept in play by Tarkowski, who's headed it back across to Richarlison, and it did get to Richarlison's head before it got to Harrison's knee. And Vicario feels that because of Harrison backing into Vicario, that should be a free kick to Tottenham. It's not been given, the goal has been given. I'm not sure if VAR is going to interfere. We are getting a VAR check now. Tarkowski's headed this back, which means Calvert-Lewin is then in an onside position because the ball has come back. So is Harrison. And VAR have said there's no foul in the build-up. VAR has said it's a goal. Everton 1, Tottenham 1, and Spurs will get things back underway for us. A goal for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And those corners have been a bit of a threat throughout the course of this first half. Vicario felt that he'd got the protection he needed from the referee giving free kicks, as this time his clearance towards Werner is intercepted by Godfrey. Goes back to Tarkowski, back down the line again for Godfrey, who's now offside, so the flag has gone up and a free kick will be given to Tottenham for Godfrey being offside. And that's a great way to mark your 200th appearance for your club, by scoring yet again. Everton now stay second in the set piece goals this season, having scored 12, and it's no surprise when you've got aerial threats like Tarkowski and Calvert-Lewin and Branthwaite all piling into the box. Arsenal currently leading with 14. As Gay's gone down under the challenge from Udogie, it looked, if anything, like it would have been a free kick to Tottenham if anything was going to be given for that, and Gay stayed down on the floor. As Everton are continuing at the moment, Branthwaite puts the ball onto the left hand side to be chased down by McNeil. It's now with Pedro Porro. He says he's realising that there's a player down on the floor. It is Idrissa Gana Gueye, who, if anything, I think he just went in for the challenge on the back of Udogie. He went down to the floor, Udogie stayed on his feet. I think, if anything, he says that he might just be winded. That can stop you in your tracks. Just seen another replay of Everton's goal, and I'm quite surprised the free kick wasn't given in Tottenham's favour. I mean, Vicario may well have had a good chance to catch that ball, but he's had to push it out simply because he's been backed into by Harrison. And then Tarkowski at the back post keeps the ball from going out of play for another corner, heads it back across to Calvert-Lewin, who is on hand to put it into the empty goal. And Vicario still isn't happy with the referee for it. Still feels there's nothing more that he could really have done in that situation, but we'll just have a quick break in play at the moment while we see treatment to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Last thing Everton need is another injury in midfield. They're already out with Doucouré and Onana, which is why the return of Gueye is very much welcomed at Goodison Park. Just looking on at the moment is Postecoglou. When you've got set pieces that you're struggling to defend in those kind of situations, so he's going to raise a couple of questions. But Idrissa Gana Gueye is back to his feet and he's leaving the field at the moment. Expect him to be welcomed back on by the referee in just a moment's time. As he drops the ball now to Christian Romero, who will continue with the ball, gives it across to Van der Ven now, just inside Tottenham's half. Entering into the final 10 minutes of the first half, of regular time at least, before we do get to see the added time. I don't expect there to be too much this far. Van der Ven and Maddison just playing about with the ball in Everton's half at the moment. Gives it to Højbjerg, back to Maddison. Now Gueye's welcomed back onto the field by the referee. And then goes for the challenge straight away and wins possession back. Gives it to Ashley Young. Gets it back on the right-hand side now. Calvert-Lewin's making the run in that channel. Stays onside. He's got Dwight McNeil making the run at the back post. He tries to beat Van der Ven, who plays the ball all the way back to Vicario, who almost watches that into his own goal and has to clear it. Calvert-Lewin was stopping that immediate clearance from him. It almost left him watching the ball into his own goal. Very, very close. Udoggy's ball forward now for Werner, cleared by Godfrey. Headed back to Werner now by Bentancur. Werner will try and beat Godfrey. It's going to be a throw in now to Everton out on the right hand side. Inside their own half. Godfrey's the one to take this. Long ball down the line, searches for Calvert-Lewin. He's flicked that on for Harrison. Harrison brings it down, but the touch is too heavy. It's been cleared by Romero and then by Højbjerg into space where there's no players. It's gone out of play for a throw-in, just equal to Everton's own area. And Godfrey goes across to take the throw-in again. Long throw down the line for Harrison to chase. Puts his foot in against Van der Ven and concedes a throw-in, but it's now in Tottenham's half with the throw-in on the left-hand side. It's a case of Tottenham started the brighter of the two sides, got themselves a goal, and then Everton turned into second gear, got themselves an equaliser, and we're back to the stalemate that started the opening minute of this game. Turns from Tarkowski, watched all the way through to Vicario, brings it down under his chest, gives it to Romero, who can make his way out of the goalkeeper's area before giving it to Bentancur. Under pressure now from Garner, out onto the right hand side, and goes the challenge of Michaelenko, gets the ball back now with Calvert-Lewin on the edge of the area. Calvert-Lewin takes a touch, tries to thread the ball through for Harrison, but the challenge from Van der Ven stops that, and now a chance for Tottenham to break, but an excellent challenge from Branthwaite stops that in its tracks before it can gain any momentum. Michaelenko now gives the ball to Tarkowski. His ball onto the right hand side is going to be chased down by Ashley Young. Can he keep this in play? No, he can't. It's a throw in now for Tottenham on the left hand side, deep inside their own half. Still under quite a bit of pressure at the moment. In goes Garner to get the ball back. Gives it now to Harrison. Out onto the right hand side for Young. Harrison gets the ball back. He's got Calvert-Lewin in the middle. If the cross can go in towards Calvert-Lewin, it's gone all the way through. Poro's going to have to be quick to get rid of this because Michaelenko's there. He's tried to dribble the ball around him, but Michaelenko's pace beats that of Poro, and he gets the ball back quickly. Now the ball's with Everton. Michaelenko, through ball. He was hoping for the run there of Garner, who actually came short for the option at the time. Romero gets the ball back. Now with Højbjerg. Under pressure from Gay, goes back to Poro. Everton seem to have more life in themselves at the moment. That goal seems to have given them that extra step, that extra challenge now, as in goes the challenge of Ashley Young to win possession back. No free kick given, even though Tottenham were kind of expecting it. It's gone to McNeil. McNeil now goes down under the challenge, and a free kick given in a very dangerous position for Everton. McNeil goes down under the challenge by Bentancur on the edge of the area. Wonderful challenge from Young, showing his experience as a full-back as well, getting back to help out when Udoggy's making that forward run. Not sure that McNeil's was a free kick, but it looked like maybe his touch was too heavy and he'd lost the ball, so at that point he had to do something. Maddison and Werner both back in the wall, two-man wall at the moment for Tottenham. McNeil is stood over this free kick. Quick chip ball forward towards the back post, headed away by Richarlison. Headed further away by Udoggy. It's still on the edge of the area with Everton though. It's now with Godfrey. Finds McNeil on the right hand side. Tries to put it onto his favoured left foot. Dribbles it past Richarlison. Excellent footwork from McNeil. Gives the ball to Ashley Young. Branthwaite. Down to the left hand side. Brought down by Michaelenko. With Tarkowski. Tarkowski's ball in, goes towards Branthwaite. Been headed away to the edge of the area, and Tottenham still with defensive work to do. And now the free kick's been given to Tottenham, saying that Branthwaite was offside. And Everton will just regroup, and Tottenham will take their time at the moment, not wanting to get things back underway too quickly, considering how much they're up against this Everton side at the moment. An Everton side that without the points deduction would actually be considerably higher up this Premier League table, and they may yet be facing another points deduction down the line. Now with Udogie. In goes the challenge of Garner. Udogie gets the ricochet in his favour. His pass to Maddison. Out onto the left hand side now for Werner, just outside the area. Werner's got possession. He's got a couple of Tottenham players making their way towards the edge of the area. Maddison is one of them. He lays it off for Richarlison. Effort goes goalwards and Richarlison gets his second. Called for Everton for hoping that Werner was offside. The flag stayed down in the meantime, and Richarlison gets his second against his former club. And that's very much against the run of play. The ball out onto the left hand side for Timo Werner. He brings this back for James Maddison, who just lays it off onto the edge of the area for Richarlison, who's very well placed finish, goes back into the same corner that his first goal went into. He's not celebrated this goal either. But the Tottenham fans can get excited about it, because it looks like there's going to be no VAR intervention. On the edge of the area, gives the ball to Richarlison, who just slots that into the corner away from Pickford. And Maddison, an integral part in finding Werner in the first place and then getting the ball back from him. It's a well placed finish from Richarlison. We are now into the final 5 minutes of the first half, and it's Everton 1, Tottenham 2. There's discussions going on between the Everton captain Tarkowski and Jordan Pickford as to the man marking once again in Everton's defence, and it looks like things are getting a bit heated between Romero and Ashley Young, and now Van der Ven's gone in and Ashley Young still not backing down at the moment. You'd think the experience of Ashley Young would play a part at this point. You don't want any bookings, you don't want to get too frustrated. You're not at half time at the moment. Still a long way to go before Tottenham can claim all 3 points. Since their first goal, it has been Everton in control. The throw-in is going to be taken by Udogie on the left-hand side. Goes to Richarlison again. In goes the challenge this time of Godfrey, and it's a throw-in on the left-hand side. Back 5 yards further forward than before. Udogie comes across again to take this. Goes it short to Maddison. Ball forward this time goes out of play for a throw into Everton. 5 yards further forward than where Tottenham just had their throw-in. This time it's with Dwight McNeil on the edge of the area. Dwight McNeil looks like he's laying up a shot. He does so, and he drags that just wide from around about 20 yards out. Quick footwork, took it past a couple of Tottenham players. And whilst he did have Michaelenko making the run on the left-hand side, he opted to go it alone. Pass out from Vicario. Now with Romero. Finds Porro. In goes the challenge this time of Dwight McNeil. The ball's taken a fortunate bounce and stays in play. His cross only goes to Romero though, who gives it back to Porro. Porro's pass inside to Richarlison. In goes Gay, gives the ball to Tarkowski. Now with Calvert-Lewin. A dangerous chance for Everton at the moment. Calvert-Lewin still with the ball. He goes down under the challenge. Nothing's given as in goes the challenge this time of Tarkowski. He goes down under a challenge. Gets back to his feet. And Højbjerg's there with Gay. Højbjerg keeps the ball. Now the ball onto the left-hand side. It's going to be chased down by Werner. He's up against Tarkowski, who just gets in front of him. And will be able to walk out of defence with this. Gives it to Godfrey. Godfrey's ball forward. It's going to be chased down now on the right-hand side by Harrison. He brings this back. He's got options in the middle. Plays this towards Richarlison. To Dominic Calvert-Lewin, whose first touch is too heavy. Rolling back the years a few moments there by Richarlison, an Everton shirt. First touch by Calvert-Lewin is too heavy. I think he just got under his feet a little bit. And then in goes Pedro Porro to shepherd that ball all the way through to the hands of Vicario. There's been some very rash challenges going in for both Tottenham and Everton at the moment. That's a very bad pass though, and it's fallen to Gay on the edge of the area. Gay lines up and in goes the challenge. And I'm not sure whether that's going to be a goal kick or a corner that's going to be given. That's really a good chance for Everton that's gone begging. The pass is so waywards there from Van der Ven. I'm not quite sure what he was hoping to do. And he's got options either side. And it's Højbjerg who puts the challenge in. I'm not quite sure whether that has come off Garner Gay or whether that has come off Højbjerg, but it's an Everton corner that has been given. And another chance before half-time. 5 minutes added on at the end of this first half. We've got a right-footed in-swinging corner coming from Garner. Garner's corner goes towards the back post. It's headed goalwards and it's just been cleared off the line. And Maddison out on the left-hand side. Gives the ball to Werner. Now Richarlison. Chance to break for Tottenham. The pass is too heavy from Richarlison. Werner can't get to it. And things stay in Tottenham's favour at the moment. Long throw down the line, headed away by Udogie. We'll talk more about how close that corner was to going in just a moment. When we get a break in play, it's been headed goalwards by Godfrey. It's off the line from Vicario, and as it's fallen to the feet of Garner, Vicario, who's down on the floor, has used his feet to punt the ball away. And it's worked in his favour. Great work from the Tottenham goalkeeper. Now with Young on the right hand side. In goes the challenge of Van der Ven. Out of play for a corner. Throw-in, sorry. Equal with the goalkeeper's area on the right hand side. Everton have a throw-in. Harrison once again was blocking Vicario in towards his own goal. Similar to what happened when Everton scored the goal. There was no free kick given on this occasion either. Michaelenko now gets the ball. Gives it to McNeil. McNeil's cross goes into Calvert-Lewin. Brings this down well. Turns on the shot. Gives the ball now to Garner. After the effort's been blocked. Garner gives it to McNeil. In goes the challenge again of Bentancur. Now with Michaelenko. Back to McNeil. Still on the left-hand side outside the area. McNeil looks for the ball of Michaelenko. That's watched out of play by Porro for a corner. He tries to get there to keep it in play, but it's just a bit too heavy. Harrison's making his way forward as well. Another in-swinger coming from Garner. 2 of the 5 minutes now been played. Goes goalwards, it's been punched out, and again Everton are able to put it into the back of the goal, and now there's been a free kick given to Tottenham, but I don't think it's for the foul on the goalkeeper. We've got a Tottenham player down inside the 6-yard box. It's James Maddison holding his knee. He's gone down under the challenge of Branthwaite, who's just had an attempt to kick the ball into the goal, and he's completely missed the ball. He's completely hit James Maddison. I think that's just come a bit too keen for the Tottenham midfielder. He will be open now. His injury worries are out of the way. He can focus on getting himself back and into Gareth Southgate's plans for the upcoming Euros. The free kick will be given. It will be taken by Vicario. Vicario's ball forward, headed away by Branthwaite. McNeil's there under pressure. He wins the header. It's headed down by Calvert-Lewin. Now back with Tarkowski. A free kick given to Everton as Garner drops the ball ready for this to be taken by Branthwaite. Branthwaite switches the ball onto the right hand side. I don't think Godfrey was ready for that, and he wasn't. A bit late running to it. He thought Jordan Pickford was taking the free kick. So nothing for it for Everton. A throw in now for Tottenham on the left hand side inside their own half. Udogie's throw in goes all the way through to Richarlison, who's under pressure from Tarkowski. Now with Garner. Garner plays this to Godfrey. Back onto the right hand side now for Young. He finds Harrison, who's made that overlapping run. Harrison's ball goes in. It falls to Michaelenko at the back post. Goalwards, and it's punched out by Vicario, and now a free kick's being given again. This time for the challenge from Calvert-Lewin on Christian Romero. I'm not quite sure though, because it didn't look like either of them were getting to the ball. It's actually on the edge of the area. It's the one that Garner's had a collision with Bentancur that's forced the free kick, but the effort from Michaelenko on a bounce. Very good to get that goalwards. Free kick taken out short now for Porro. Ball forward. Flicked on in the direction of Richarlison. Cleared by Tarkowski. Back onto the left hand side. Up goes Calvert-Lewin. Headed away now by Romero again. Deep inside Tottenham's half with possession at the moment. We've got Everton with Garner. Gives the ball to Branthwaite. Back to Tarkowski under pressure by multiple Tottenham players, back to Branthwaite. Now on the left hand side, in goes Michaelenko and Poro as well. Poro gives the ball to Richarlison, in goes the challenger Branthwaite again. Now the ball falls to Bentancur. And that will be the half-time whistle here at Goodison Park. It has been very entertaining from both sides. It started with both sides just hashing at the ball, trying to get it away. Neither could seem to do so. And in the opening 3 minutes, it was Tottenham that took the lead through a former Everton player. Richarlison found himself free from around about 8 yards out and put it into the top corner in the 4th minute of the game to give Tottenham the lead. Everton found themselves a controversial equalising goal from a set piece though, as Vicario's punch out was headed back goalwards by Tarkowski and eventually finished by Dominic Calvert-Lewin on his 200th appearance for Everton. And then it was Richarlison again who got the ball, this time off James Maddison from the edge of the area, put it onto his right foot, and his well-placed finish into the top corner means at half-time here at Goodison Park we go in Everton 1. ready to get things back underway with Spurs. Kicking off this time from right to left. 2 goals from Richarlison and 1 from Dominic Calvert-Lewin separating the two sides. And as the ball forward from Tottenham picks up things for Everton. Now on the right hand side, Garner is going to chase this ball down, but it's watched out of play by multiple Tottenham defenders, and we've got Udogie down on the floor at the moment holding the back of his head. He went up for a challenge with a header as the ball was played out onto the right hand side. As he's gone down, play has continued. I think Everton have probably argumentatively been the better of the two sides throughout the course of this game. They went 1-0 down and then really turned things on, and then got an equaliser. And as Tottenham scored a second against the run of play, Everton now have a corner. Left-footed in-swinger coming from McNeil towards the back post. It's been punched away by Vicario again. This time the referee says it's come off of an Everton player, and it's going to be a goal kick to Tottenham. To me it looked like Vicario had changed the direction of the ball. Takes this quickly, plays it out onto the right hand side now for Porro. Porro's ball forward is going to be chased down by Richarlison, headed down by Branthwaite, cleared by Michaelenko. Just kept in play on the left hand side there by McNeil. It's still with Tottenham at the moment as Porro gets the ball back from Højbjerg, gives it to Johnson. Now with Branthwaite again, goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. It's now with Pickford. Pickford's ball forward, chased down by Calvert-Lewin. If he can get there, he's headed it, but he's caught the back of his head, and it's actually gone away from goal. And now Ramiro can continue with the ball. Gives it to Højbjerg. Højbjerg goes down under the challenge of Gay, and this time gets a free kick just outside the edge of his area. On the left hand side. So no changes made by either side at half time, so both starting with the same 11 they started the first half with, as this clearance from Ramiro comes off of the foot of Calvert-Lewin, out of play for the goal kick. So for Everton it's Pickford, Michaelenko, Tarkowski, Godfrey, Branthwaite, Young, Gay, Garner, McNeil, Calvert-Lewin and Harrison in the lineup. For Tottenham it's Vicario, Porro, Ramiro, Van de Ven, Udogie, Højbjerg, Bentancur, Johnson, Maddison, Werner and Richarlison. This time the pass forward goes all the way through to Pickford. Doesn't hesitate in sending the ball forward again. Headed on by Michaelenko. It's out of play on the right hand side. It's going to be a throw in for Pedro Porro though. Just inside his own half on the right hand side. In front of the dugout. So a lot of the play was actually going down the left hand side for Everton in the first half. Be interested to see if that's the same approach through this second half, as Porro's pass goes back to Maddison. Maddison gets the ball back from him. Bentancur lays this off for Højbjerg. In goes the challenge of Young. Gives the ball to Calvert-Lewin, in goes the challenge of Maddison. Dispossesses him, and then there's Garner getting involved as well. Tackles flying in everywhere from both of these sides. Garner still has possession for Everton. Lays this off to McNeil. Can't get the ball under control. It's out of play now for a throw in on the right hand side. Just equal with the goalkeeper's area. He's actually taken a few yards further forward to take this throw in as Porro. Porro goes down the line for Richarlison. Brings that back for McNeil. McNeil just keeps it in play and dribbles down the touchline to go back to his own goalkeeper. Gives it to Tarkowski. And the pressure as Tottenham are piling forward in numbers. Tarkowski's ball forward is going to be chased down now though on the left hand side. It's with Harrison. Harrison's effort goes goalwards. It's gone just wide though. He tried to get underneath it and chip Vicario. He was off his line. He was hesitant as to whether he should come out and claim the ball or not. Opted not to. He left a chance for Everton. Goes with Van de Ven. His ball down the line. In goes the challenge though of Godfrey. Godfrey gets there again. In goes the challenge of Udogie this time. And Godfrey and Udogie still battling with the ball until Bentancur gets there. Now Udogie lays it off for Maddison. Gets the ball back. Maddison continues forward, goes down holding his face. Nothing's given. As Werner plays the ball inside onto the right hand side. It's been laid up as an effort, goes goalwards. Wonderful one-handed save from Pickford to push that around the post. It's going to be a corner to Tottenham. The game just seems to be getting a little out of hand with some of the challenges that are going in at the moment. Maddison felt a hit in his face. He's gone down holding his face. And the effort that fell to Porro sent goalwards. It was going for the bottom corner as well, and Pickford got there and pushed it around the post as Porro now takes An out-swinging corner on the right-hand side. Options are going forward for Tottenham. Van der Ven and Romero both in the box. Maddison's going as a short option. Out-swinging corner doesn't beat McNeil at the front post, who heads this away. Only to the edge of the area with Johnson. He's forced to go back to Udogie. Plays this across now to Højbjerg inside the centre circle in Everton's half still. Højbjerg's ball back onto the right-hand side for Porro. Porro brings this back now for Maddison again. Continues his run. Maddison gets the ball on the edge of the area. Maddison's ball across the face of goal, cleared by Tarkowski. And Gay just can't quite keep that in play, and it's out of play for another Tottenham corner out on that right-hand side. We'll see if this is anything different for Porro. Corner just a moment ago. Didn't beat the first man on the edge of the area. Not what you need from your set pieces. This time it goes in towards the near post, flicked on from Richarlison towards the back post. The effort from Højbjerg catches it on the outside of his foot, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Everton. Pickford showing urgency, calling for the ball quickly so can get things back underway. Van der Ven's slow to get back to his feet, which means Everton will be slow to be able to take this goal kick. I can see why he's slow to get back. He's gone down under a challenge with Garner. Goal kick taken by Pickford again. Only as far as Werner, who heads that out of play at the halfway line. Godfrey takes the throw in, throws this down the line. Finds Calvert-Lewin in space. He's then got Van der Ven joining him. Ball forward for Ashley Young to chase. He keeps that just in play. Still with Udogie now though. Looking down the line for Werner's run. Instead plays it inside for Richarlison. Dispossessed, and Gay gets the ball back. And then goes the challenge of Harrison again. And Maddison gets the ball back off of him. He looks to play the ball for Werner. Tarkowski's there to it. It goes back to Pickford. Pickford plays it back out to Godfrey. Godfrey's ball into the channel. It's going to be chased down by Harrison, who's through on goal. Takes it into the area. In goes the challenge of Van der Ven again. And just like he did in the first half, Everton players are breaking this Tottenham defence down. But Van der Ven is making up the yards in an instant. He did it twice in the first half. He's just done it again this time on Harrison. Excellent work from the Tottenham defender. And that's going to be an Everton corner. Out on the right hand side. It's a wonderful challenge from the Spurs defender. Excellent performance from him in this game. That's McNeil's in swinging left footed corner again. Goes towards the back post this time. Out comes Vicario to catch it. And he's gone down and landed on his back. He has kept hold of the ball. Had a lot to deal with from these set pieces. A lot of the corners have been putting crosses onto the goalkeeper. And that's something that Everton do with their set pieces. As now Maddison dribbles the ball out, continues towards the halfway line. This time the through ball is going to be chased down by Werner on the left hand side. The flag has stayed down. Werner through on goal. Excellent save by Pickford. It's fallen back to Richarlison, but in goes the challenge of Tarkowski. And now the free kick's been given to Everton for the offside against Werner. And Richarlison's down on the floor at the moment, holding his ankle. It looks like he might have gone down quite badly from that challenge. And that's the last thing that Tottenham need at the moment, as the physio is being called on. And I suppose this is always the concern when the flag stays down in the initial play. Werner was offside by quite a distance as well, so maybe the flag could even have gone up on this occasion. But he was through on goal, and the flag has had to stay down. As soon as Pickford saved it, the flag has then gone up a couple of seconds later, by which point Richarlison's already gone in for the effort with Tarkowski. It did look quite dangerous how he'd landed. I think it might actually be his knee, how he's landed on the surface with his knee. But the physio is on and seeing to Richarlison at the moment. Just seems to be in some sort of discomfort. Just checking that he's okay, but that was a chance for Timo Werner to maybe get his Tottenham tally open. Flag going up may have just spared his blushes. Richarlison is back to his feet. being assisted off the field by the physio. And he looks like he's walking with a bit of a limp, so he may be okay to continue. Not sure how long that'll continue for. He'll not want to be substituted on 2 goals against his former club, where those chances are still coming. Tarkowski's ball forward goes straight into the hands of Vicario. No Everton players in the area. Vicario rolls this out to Porro. Pass inside to Bentancur. Bentancur's ball out onto the right hand side, chased down by Johnson. He's got the run of Michaelenko, plays it across to Werner at the back post, but in goes the challenge of Godfrey. Wonderful challenge from Godfrey at the back post, who gets there just before Werner and puts this out of play for a Tottenham corner. Now Werner's got a bit of a limp as he's walking around. I'm not sure just what happened with the challenge, but looked to me like an excellent challenge from the Everton fullback, because Werner was setting himself up for the shot. Might have just been the boots colliding after the clearance by Godfrey. Yeah, as Godfrey's gone sliding, he's just caught the ankle of Werner. He'll be fine to continue, and Richarlison rejoins the game as the corner's played short, and it's crossed in towards the near post, headed away. Gay gets there again alongside Bentancur, and now there's another injury down for Tottenham at the moment, as the ball onto the right hand side is won by Godfrey, and McNeil this time with the challenge of Maddison. A throw-in has been given, and there's just injuries going on all over the place at the moment for Tottenham, and that's the last thing they'll need as Pedro Porro's back to his feet. Around the halfway line going in for the challenge. We had Werner, Richarlison and Porro all in the last space of 3 minutes, all going down injured for Tottenham. Godfrey plays this back to Tarkowski. It's clearance down the line, brought down by Calvert-Lewin. Back to Godfrey again. Godfrey's ball forward. Doesn't go to any Everton players. Goes all the way through to Vicario this time. Inside the area, will take his time before picking the ball up under the challenge of Calvert-Lewin. Rolls this out short to Porro. Porro's ball onto the right hand side for Johnson. He's found the overlapping running. Goes the challenge though of Branthwaite and puts that out of play for a throw in. Deep inside Everton's half at the moment. A throw in on the right hand side now for Tottenham. Postecoglou just observing what options he's got on the bench if there are any injuries to any of his main players. Throw goes to Johnson. Cross goes in. Headed away by Godfrey. Falls to Maddison. Left-footed effort, saved well by Pickford. And he's gone out onto the right-hand side and watched out of play by Pedro Porro. Maddison had that from round about 19 yards out, and Pickford was equal to it. He'd done well to get down to that quite quickly, as Godfrey's header left it quite central for Maddison as well. And Pickford had to stretch out to push the ball away. But again, that Everton midfield seems to have gone missing between Gay and Garner. Clearance this time for Porro. Now with Romero. Under pressure from Garner. Ball forward again, this time for Werner. There's the ball to Maddison. Maddison's ball through is dispossessed by Tarkowski. Now with Garner. Out onto the right hand side, he finds Ashley Young. Godfrey's making a surging run forward. Young's ball to Godfrey. Godfrey gets the ball into the area. Godfrey's making his way forward, puts the cross in, and a goal kick's been given on the back of that. Godfrey is absolutely furious with the linesman. The challenge in from Van der Ven, as Godfrey got the run on Werner. It was an excellent ball through from Young as well to find Godfrey. And Godfrey will get the first yellow card of all the challenges that have gone on in the duration of this game. The first yellow card goes to Ben Godfrey, showing disappointment to the linesman's decision to give a goal kick. And that goal kick's been taken by Vicario. Played out to Maddison. Maddison under pressure inside his own area, dribbles the ball around Garner. Very dangerous. But he still keeps possession. Now Udoghi's got a chance to make his way into Everton's half. Tries to thread the through ball, it's ricocheted back in his favour. He's continued his running, goes challenge of Gay. He's still got the ball inside the area. He goes to Richarlison. The effort's been blocked and it's gone to the edge of the area now with Godfrey. Back to Young. Young's pass inside to Gay. Gives the ball now to Dwight McNeil, and a chance for Everton to maybe break. McNeil continues his run forward, tries to find the ball through for Harrison. It's a bad decision. Tottenham were back in numbers and covering Harrison. Free kick's been given just inside Tottenham's half for Everton. With a challenge on Idrissa Gana Gueye. Another chance, and from Everton's perspective, you've got two players challenging Udogie. Udogie walks through with the ball. You've got another two Everton players, and again, the Tottenham fullback makes his way through with the ball. He got himself into the area, and there's absolutely no right for a player to be able to pick the ball up just outside their own area and get into the opposition area before being tackled. And it was the cross that went into the box that actually lost possession for Tottenham at that point, as Pickford's cross goes in towards the area now. Headed by Branthwaite. Flicked on towards Calvert-Lewin, nearly falls to Tarkowski, cleared by Richarlison. Throwing now to Everton on the left-hand side. They're not done yet, there's still a chance for them to get themselves an equalising goal. Throwing taken short. Played to Michaelenko on the edge of the area. Michaelenko gets the ball back, touch is too heavy though, and it's dispossessed now back with Tottenham. And a chance for Højbjerg. Højbjerg's looking for options to move the ball forward, but he's actually not really got too many for him. He manages to find Werner by the touchline, and Godfrey comes close to him. Werner with possession. Lays the ball off again to Udogie, this time back to Højbjerg. Quick football from Tottenham just to steady things down. As Everton were starting to create some kind of momentum. No, now it's with Ramiro. Poro on the right hand side. Johnson's made the run. Blocked by Michaelenko, out of play for a throw in inside Everton's half. Taken by Poro again, who comes across to take this. It's a bit further on than the dugouts, on the right hand side. Looking for where any options are. Goes it to Richarlison. Then goes to Maddison, who goes down after the touch is too heavy. It's out of play now for a throw into Everton on the left hand side, just outside of the area on the left hand side. Will be taken by Michaelenko. Michaelenko's been dispossessed, and now the ball goes to Maddison. Again, a quick challenge from Everton, and a chance for a break here with Godfrey passing the ball to Young. Godfrey's continued his run. Young's been held up by Udogie, and he feels like maybe he was pulled back, and it's a free kick now given to Everton. And Werner's kicked the ball away, and we might see a second yellow card. We're not, and Young is furious with that decision as well. He feels that it's a typical thing where a yellow card normally gets given for this sort of thing, but we're going to see the first two changes now for Tottenham. And we're going to see Pape Sarr into the game as the first change, and Dejan Kulusevski is going to be the second one. And Bentancur and Brennan Johnson are going to be the two that leaves the field. Brennan Johnson's tried to be involved in this game, but he's really struggled out on that right hand side, and Kulusevski will bring some fresh legs to what is becoming a more tired Everton defence. Bentancur leaves the field now for Sarr to join in his place. So two changes made by Tottenham. 63 minutes gone. Everton 1, Tottenham 2. The score at the moment. Garner with a free kick in a dangerous position if he can put a good ball into the box from here. Goes in towards Calvert-Lewin, who I think he might have felt he was actually closer to the area. He's headed from outside the area, goes goalwards, but it's just wide. Cario takes the goal kick quickly, gives it to Poro. Lays the ball off now for Sarr, who's under pressure by multiple Everton players still. In goes Gueye, who watches that out of play for a throw in now to Everton. Takes the throw in quickly, gives it to Branthwaite, goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Pickford gives it to Garner, now back out to Branthwaite again. Branthwaite goes back to Pickford, who's under pressure from Richarlison. And that ball forward from Pickford's just gone straight out of play for a throw-in on the right-hand side for Tottenham. Just in front of the dugout. Taken quickly, and goes the challenge of McNeil, gets the ball back, then goes down under the challenge. It's now a free kick just inside Everton's half by the touchline. Ball forward, chased down now onto the left hand side by Ashley Young. Beats his man. Young's ball into the box, headed away by Van der Ven. Again he's there just before he gets to Calvert-Lewin. And the clearance has been made by Tottenham, and now there's a chance for Richarlison. He's laid this off for James Maddison. Maddison's continued his run into the area, and Godfrey's come across again to stop Tottenham from a chance of scoring. His clearance has gone down under the challenge of Richarlison. Nothing's been given as the cross goes in towards Werner. It's been put out of play by Tarkowski. Everton feel they really should have had a free kick in that situation where Godfrey's gone down injured. He's still down on the floor holding his ankle. Nothing given by the linesman or the referee. It's going to be a corner instead. Godfrey's clearance, it's a late challenge from Richarlison. It's not quite easy to tell from the angle whether he's actually caught. It looks like he's completely missed the player. I'm not quite sure if that was the landing, as Godfrey did get quite a bit of height after the force he was putting into the clearance. But Poro's out swinging corner is about to be taken for Tottenham. Lays this off onto Maddison on the edge of the area, puts it onto his left foot. He dribbles it closer towards the edge of the area, again onto his left foot. This time it's been crossed, it's been blocked. It's fallen though to Werner on the edge of the area. In goes the challenge this time of Calvert-Lewin. Goes up for the header. Another Tottenham player down on the floor at the moment as that ball goes in towards Richarlison. He threads it through again, this time for Van der Ven, but it's watched out of play for a goal kick. Both sides trying to create something, but the challenges are reckless from both sides as well. Now it's with Tarkowski, who's under pressure from Richarlison. Goes back again to Pickford. Again under pressure from Richarlison. That clearance has gone all the way to a Tottenham player, and it's now with Sarr in the middle of the field. Now the pass goes inside to Højbjerg. In goes the challenge of Gay to get possession back for Everton almost momentarily. Now he's gone down under the challenge of Sarr, and a free kick inside his own half. And the referee is adamant he doesn't want to give a yellow card for a foul at all throughout this game. There's been plenty of opportunities, plenty of challenges going in from players that maybe could lead to yellow cards. Not one given for that reason just yet. Pickford prepares to take this free kick, a very, very high line from Tottenham. Cross goes towards Tarkowski. It's fallen to Godfrey. Has a bobbled effort, goes towards goal, and it's held well by Vicario. Just to put it in perspective with how high that Tottenham line was. Inside his own half, just outside the centre circle, Pickford was taking that free kick. Just inside Tottenham's half, outside the centre circle, was the last Tottenham defender. That's how high that line was standing, ready for that cross to come in. Now Tottenham get a free kick by the touchline for a challenge from Gay on Højbjerg. A free kick given. Tottenham will take the time over this. Entering towards the last 20 minutes of the game. This second half has gone quite quick, and Vicario comes across to take it from just outside his area. Searching ball down the left hand side, headed by Tarkowski, goes in the wrong direction. Headed now by Højbjerg, cleared by Gay, flicked on by McNeil. Sarr heads that down eventually for Poro. His ball forward goes in the direction of Kulusevski. Down goes Garner under the challenge, and then Michaelenko stays down on the floor. And now Tottenham have a chance to break with Maddison. Maddison plays it for Kulusevski on the right hand side. Has a chance to give it to Richarlison. Excellent save from Pickford. In for the header goes Højbjerg. He completely missed the ball though, and Everton can clear their lines. It's only momentarily though as Kulusevski gets the ball on the right hand side again. And Gabe with an excellent challenge to win it back for Everton. And Calvert-Lewin's pass is weak. It gets to Romero. Gives this to Udogie on the edge of the area. Now it's with Sarr. Sarr plays it across now to Werner. Werner takes the ball into the area. Lays it back off onto the edge of the area for Maddison, who was lining up a shot. Chose not to do so and kept possession. Back to Werner again. Udogie's making the overlapping run as Werner plays the ball back to Maddison. Maddison's pass inside for Richarlison. In goes the challenge of Calvert-Lewin. And then the attempted ball forward from Harrison has been dispossessed. And at the moment, Everton very much up against it. Now on the right-hand side with Romero. Gives the ball to Kulusevski by the touchline. Now inside to Sarr. On the edge of the area. Sarr dribbles past one. Takes it back towards the touchline and gives the ball back again to Romero. Now back with Sarr. Now to Poro. Poro goes all the way back this time. And Sarr gets the ball back. And now Ramiro will have the ball inside his own half. He takes this back to Vicario and gets the ball back from him shortly after. By the touchline. Pass to Højbjerg. Now to Kulusevski. Back to Højbjerg again. Højbjerg's ball down the line. Does stay in play. In goes the challenge though of Michaelenko, and he wins the throw-in. On the left-hand side, Michaelenko looks to take this quickly, but Richarlison's alert to it. Cuts out the option of the ball going back to Branthwaite. Another chance squandered by Tottenham. And a good save by Jordan Pickford as Richarlison was looking for his hat-trick. Now the ball onto the right-hand side finds Young. He's got Godfrey making an overlapping run again. Finds Godfrey inside the area on the right-hand side. Godfrey's got a couple of options in the middle. He's still got Young alongside him. Gives the ball back to Young. Young's ball inside. Bit too heavy for him, but in goes the challenge eventually of Van der Ven, and it's out of play for a throw-in on the right-hand side. And Godfrey will come across to take this by the touchline, by the corner flag. Looking for short options. Young is one of them. Set up to throw this to Calvert-Lewin. The clearance has been made by Tottenham. Tarkowski wins the header, heads it down for Gaze. There's a player down now holding his head, and I think it's Richarlison who stayed down on the floor as Pickford gets the ball. And play will be brought to a stop. He's down holding his head, and head injury will immediately stop play. And Sean Dyche just having a word with the fourth official, feeling that maybe that wasn't the right decision, but if a player's down holding the head, you're always going to stop play just to make sure everything is okay, and it's the right decision. Tarkowski, when he leapt, he used his elbow into the back of Richarlison's head, and that must be where the Spurs striker felt the pain from. No free kick was given for that challenge. It's just due to the head injury that play was stopped. Tarkowski knows this. Richarlison is back to his feet with the physio, just checking things over to make sure he is able to continue. Before we do get things back underway for us. Not too many chances to talk about in the second half, especially considering how many we got to see in the first half. 3 goals and plenty of opportunities, and in the case of the second half, it's been very much a couple of chances for Tottenham, saved by Pickford, and when the chances have come, there's been excellent defensive work from Godfrey and from Van der Ven on either side. If the player of the match award doesn't go to either one of those two players, I will be quite surprised, but of course Richarlison has scored 2. So far for me it goes to Van der Ven, who've been sublime in the heart of the Tottenham defence throughout the course of this game. And Godfrey is now back to his feet after he's been struggling. The physio is just making things clear to the touchline as Seamus Coleman is sent back into the changing rooms to get changed. Seamus Coleman will be coming on for Godfrey. There'll be a like-for-like change. Experienced fullback is Coleman, and he's going to have to go up against the pace that we know that Timo Werner possesses. I don't think Godfrey's had a bad game at all. Some of the challenges that he's made could be considered match-winning. He's been making the forward runs to support Ashley Young as well. And it is Godfrey that leaves the field. And in his place, we are going to see Seamus Coleman. Club captain for Everton. He takes the armband off of James Tarkowski and takes up his position at right back. And the drop ball is given to Pickford. Pickford's long ball forward goes into the hands of Vicario. Both Calvert-Lewin and Gay were making a run. Vicario just holds on to the ball for a moment, plays this out to Van der Ven, gives the ball to Udogie on the left hand side. In goes the challenge there of Gay out of play for a throw-in on the left-hand side now. Udogie will just take his time to get back to his feet and take the throw-in. Hopefully the injury to Godfrey is nothing too serious. He's of course been quite important in this fixture and in this Everton side as well, and with an Everton side that's already struggling with injuries throughout the midfield, they don't want that stretching to defence as well, especially when they've got a relegation fight on their hands. Sides like Luton and Nottingham Forest after today will have a game in hand, and next week Everton take on Tottenham at the Etihad Stadium, so really need to try and capitalise on this kind of performance and these chances that are being created, try and get a point against a Tottenham side that for the best part haven't seen quite at the races. Ball out from Pickford, go straight into the dugout, and it's going to be a throw in for Tottenham at the halfway line on the right hand side. Poirot takes this, throws it short to Sarr. Sarr doesn't quite give him a strong pass back, does get the ball back nonetheless though, and has to go back to Vicario. Plays this out now to Højbjerg. Plenty of space to move into on this left hand side. Now with Werner, gives the ball back to Sarr. Now back to Højbjerg again. Switches play onto the right hand side for Poirot. Does he get there just in time? He does so. The flag stays down. He's headed it back to Sarr again. Goes back to Vicario. Now on the right hand side the ball goes to Romero. Romero brings it inside, still inside Tottenham's half at the moment, gives the ball to Maddison. Quick 1-2 between Maddison and Udogie. Maddison wins a free kick inside the centre circle in Tottenham's half. For a challenge from Idrissa Gana Gueye. Maddison will slowly get back to his feet just to waste a bit more time with this lead for Tottenham. I'm not quite sure. I feel that he may have actually caught the floor when he was putting that pass forward. He used the outside of his foot. Now the pass goes on to the right hand side, brought down by Kulusevski. It's passed to Sarr. Back to Kulusevski on the touchline. Goes back to Romero. Romero goes back to Vicario just outside his area. Now to Van de Ven. Gives the ball back again across to Romero. And then Van de Ven again. Now to Vicario. His ball is way too heavy to get there, but Werner manages to get there just in time. His through ball nearly finds Udogie, but in goes Seamus Coleman, who goes all the way back to Pickford. Gives the ball back to his goalkeeper. Pickford's clearance under pressure from Richarlison goes towards Calvert-Lewin, headed away by Romero, then headed back down the line for Dwight McNeil, watched out of play by Pedro Porro, and equal with his own goalkeeper's area. He's going to have a throw in on the right hand side now. Looks like Everton may be preparing themselves for another change, as Sean Dyche is calling back another substitution. We may see a more attacking approach, and looks like it may be Beto that's getting himself ready to come on for the hosts. Tarkowski has the ball inside his own half. Ball out onto Michaelenko. Clearance goes to McNeil. In goes the challenge again though by Højbjerg. Højbjerg's through ball to Maddison. Lays this back off again to Højbjerg. This time his pass goes to Udogie. He's got space to run into. Udogie uses Werner on the left hand side, just outside the area. Werner pushes it onto his left foot, plays it across the face of goal. It's way too heavy of a pass, and it's out of play for a goal kick, and Werner stayed down. He's got back up very slowly in fact, and he's limping back onto the field as we enter into the final 10 minutes of this game. We are going to see another Everton change. I'm not sure if this one's forced, but it is Ashley Young that's going to leave the field. And he is going to be replaced by Youssef Chimiti. Second change made by Everton. We've got a goal kick for Jordan Pickford. Goal kick is taken in the direction of Calvert-Lewin. He's headed this on, but nobody's there equal to it again. Chimiti was in the area. This time the header from Gay finds Kulusevski. His through ball for Richarlison. He's going to chase down Branthwaite. Richarlison gets there just ahead of him, and he's gone down under the challenge of Branthwaite, and the throw-in's been given to Everton. Sometimes you see those given as a push in the back against Branthwaite. Now the throw-in's going to be taken on the left-hand side by Michaelenko. Aims this towards Chimiti, who seems to have taken up a more attacking role than what Ashley Young had. I think it means Harrison's moved out onto the right hand side where Ashley Young were. Ball forward down the line by Michaelenko, cleared by Pedro Porro towards Richarlison. Up goes the header of Branthwaite. Brought down this time by Chimiti. Plays onto the right hand side. In space here is Harrison. He's eventually joined by Udogi. Through ball again for Chimiti, who's going to be chased down by Van der Ven, who gets there ahead of him. His clearance goes to Coleman. He just keeps that in play. No, he doesn't. The flag goes up for a throw-in. Touch is too heavy from Coleman, but he gets there ahead of Werner nonetheless. Two players with a high amount of Premier League experience in Coleman and Werner. And Van der Ven was there once again to dispossess things. He's now got an Everton player down with a head injury as the throw-in's been taken. I think it's Tarkowski who's headed the ball and then gone down, feeling an elbow in the back of his head. Play did get stopped. It was Richarlison this time who returned the favour. We saw Richarlison down earlier from Tarkowski using his elbow. And now we'll have another drop ball. This time it's with Tottenham. Romero gets the ball, gives it to Van der Ven. Back to Vicario. Everton are forward in numbers to apply a high press at the moment, headed by Coleman. Back in the direction of Van der Ven, who's under pressure, watches the ball out of play, and right beside the corner flag, Tottenham now have a throw-in. And Van der Ven goes over to the Everton supporters to get the ball back, and not sure that was quite a good idea as Udogi takes the throw in. Looks down the line for options again. This time it's been won by Tarkowski. Branthwaite's there to keep possession with Everton. Now it's with Garner. Ball forwards chased down. It's now in the area with Coleman. Coleman's inside the Tottenham area at the moment. His cross has been blocked and it's out of play for another corner to Everton, their 9th of the afternoon, as we're now into the final 10 minutes, well into the final 10 minutes of regular time here at Goodison Park. Will we see a last gasp equaliser for the hosts? They'll deserve it if they get it. As at the moment there's an in-swinging corner to be taken by McNeil. From the right hand side, goes towards the back post again. Vicario's out to collect it this time. Looks for options quickly, rolls this out onto the right hand side very quickly for Kulusevski. He's making a run forward. He's got Everton players now running back quickly for him. Kulusevski's ball switches this onto the left hand side for Werner. Tarkowski's back quickly and heads it back to Pickford, who quickly distributes this onto the right hand side, headed away by Van der Ven, and now a throw-in for Everton at the halfway line, as now we will see those two extra substitutions for Everton. I think there might have just been a forced one for Ashley Young to go off, but Calvert-Lewin does leave the field and he's going to be replaced by Beto. That's the first change of the two for Everton, but these are the final changes that Everton can make. Of course, Dwight McNeil leaves the field as the second change, and he is going to be replaced by Lewis Dobbin. And Everton are going to make two changes. Tottenham are going to make two changes of their own to match up with this. And they are going to make them now. Timo Werner is applauding the fans as he is one of the changes that leaves the field. Coming onto the field is Oliver Skipp. The other one that's leaving the field is James Maddison. Probably a safety precaution. Only recently came back from injury. We don't want to risk him too much too early on. So leaving the field, Timo Werner and James Maddison. Joining the game, Oliver Skipp and Brian Gill. Those are your two changes for Tottenham as we're ready to get things back underway with that thrown at the halfway line. Headed by Richarlison, now with Branthwaite. Goes all the way back to Pickford again. Pickford looks for, on the right hand side, Seamus Coleman. He doesn't quite get there as the header away from Udogie. And Gill gets the ball on the left hand side. He goes down under the challenge, but still a throw is given now to Tottenham as Udogie comes to take this into Everton's half. Going for Richarlison. Clearance by Coleman, doesn't go very far, but the challenge from Skipp gets the ball back with Everton momentarily, as this time it's played past to Romero. Romero gives the ball to Sarr. In goes the challenge, this time on the left hand side. It's excellent work from Everton and a chance to break at the moment. They've got players moving forward in numbers. They've got Beto on the edge of the area. He takes the ball past multiple players and then gets dispossessed as Dobbin. Looked confident making that forward run, but Tottenham were back in numbers. He's got to look for that pass, and he's got a chance again now on the edge of the area on the left hand side. Plays this ball back to Garner instead. Garner under pressure. He's trying to find a pass he can make himself. It's gone to Branthwaite in the end, who goes all the way back to Tarkowski, and Tottenham again back out in numbers as Skipp pushes forward. Pass on to the right hand side for Coleman. Coleman's ball forward's blocked. It's now out for a throw in for Everton. He's waiting for those channels to be used. He said that he wants that to be the case from the winger. Harrison's moved out onto the right hand side now. Now the ball is with Dobbin. Michaelenko's making an overlapping run. Dobbin brings it inside onto his right foot. Ball goes in. It's sent goalwards, and in plenty of space is Chimiti. The flag stayed down. He could even have taken a touch. He was at the penalty area and he's just gone straight for goal. It was a weak effort. Straight into the hands of Vicario. I think on reflection, VAR may have had the flag up at that point. But on initial sighting, it looked like the flag was staying down. And Chimiti has got to do more, put more power behind that. Maybe take a touch. He's got plenty of time. There's no Tottenham players around him. And Vicario's equal to it. It shows that there is still some life in this Everton side. Coleman's ball forward. Just in time, Udogie gets there. But the flag goes up. Argument now coming from Harrison, who felt that he can't be offside due to the ball coming off of a Tottenham player. And the final change for Spurs will be made now. And it is going to be Højbjerg off, Radu Dragusin on. So those are your changes. For both sides, all done. It is now you go to the end of the game with the players you've got on the field. And with only moments left before we find out, into the final minute of regular time, before we find out how much added time Michael Oliver's going to be adding on to the end of this game. It's been a hard-fought battle from both of these sides. Very physical. Strong defensive displays from both sides, especially in this second half. This time, Vicario's ball goes to Kulusevski, headed away by Michaelenko. Now Pickford gets the free kick, takes it. Long ball forward to be chased down by Coleman on the right-hand side. He gets there, ahead of Udogie. There's Harrison as well, but in goes Brian Gill's challenge and he'll clear his lines. Goes towards Richarlison, brought down by Gay. Makes his way back into Tottenham's half. Makes plenty of space in Tottenham's half. Chip ball forward again, onto the right-hand side. Harrison's ball goes in towards Beto. He's gone down, nothing's been given. Originally waved away by Michael Oliver. Beto felt that he was going to get a header onto that. And he's gone down under the challenge. And it was actually a challenge by the substitute Dragusin, who's only been on for a moment, with maybe a little nudge in the back at that point of Beto, who maybe should have stayed on his feet. I'm not too sure if there is a penalty in that. Just looking at the replay, it's all about how much of a collision. If he doesn't feel he's going to get the ball, he's always going to go down looking for it. Beto feels that should have been a penalty. Sean Dyche has ran down the touchline feeling that should have been a penalty. But no VAR check. 7 minutes added on at the end of the game. Goal kick taken by Vicario, won by Branthwaite. Back to Michaelenko. His ball now searches for Chimiti. Brought down by Garner, goes down under the challenge, thrown inside Tottenham's half for Tottenham now. Dragusin goes across to take it. Actually drops the ball off instead. It's going to be a throw to be taken by Porro as he takes to a different position. This time cleared by Branthwaite. Chimiti gets the ball. Chimiti's pass inside, Gill slips, and it's allowed the ball to be collected by Coleman, just inside his own half. Player of the match has gone to Richarlison due to his 2 goals, but he has had excellent work rate as well, getting very much involved in the game against his former side. And this time he's gone down holding his head under a challenge. And now the whistle's been blown and a free kick's been given to Everton just inside their own half. Branthwaite's gone down under a challenge with Richarlison. Nothing was given to either of those, and then Idrissa Gana Gueye's gone down under a challenge and he gets a free kick for it. And James Garner gets a yellow card. And it's absolute chaos going on at Goodison Park at the moment as these challenges are still being thrown about by both sides. And Pickford, from just inside his own half, will have a free kick. Everybody forward for Everton, everybody back for Tottenham. It goes goalwards, it's been headed away though by Gill. Richarlison's almost there to it, as is Michaelenko on the left hand side for Everton. In goes the challenge of Michaelenko, wins it back, and Tarkowski keeps possession, and then he's quickly lost out to Van der Ven, plays it onto the right hand side for Kulusevski, inside to Richarlison takes a heavy touch. Idrissa Gana Gueye gets the ball back, plays it through for Beto. Beto's chasing him down, and then he goes down under the challenge again from Dragusin. Nothing given on this occasion either. Everton fans are furious as Garner continues going forward. He's now gone down under a challenge. Everton get a free kick in a dangerous position, and we might actually see another booking being made at the moment, as the ball was going through to Beto and Dragusin just got in the way and pushed him over just outside the area. It's very risky on both occasions from Dragusin, but Beto has gone down maybe even too easily in the referee's eyes, as now we see a yellow card for Sean Dyche, the Everton manager, disputing the referee's decision. In a very dangerous position, Everton do have a free kick. They'll feel they deserve something out of this game, and the stats will probably agree, as Coleman's making his way forward. He's joining the attack here as well. Garner stood over the free kick. Cross goes in. It's gone in towards the back post, and it's headed in by Branthwaite. The goal's been given to Everton in the final moments. They've got themselves a goal. It's been headed in towards the back post by Romero, and Branthwaite gets his head onto it before it's distant as a goal, an own goal, and makes sure it finishes in the back of the net. Garner's ball in, it's been headed on by Romero, and at the back post Branthwaite heads it in, and Everton have themselves an equaliser. Vicario still down on the floor at the moment, as Everton start making their way back into their own half. The ball was collected from the back of the goal, which tells you the momentum is very much in Everton's favour at the minute. Now Branthwaite does look like he could be offside. There might be an arm there of Romero that keeps him on. Now, when Romero heads that towards the back post, it cancels that out. But Branthwaite's headed it in ahead of Vicario. But we are going to get a VAR check to determine whether Branthwaite is offside. If he is, it will silence the Goodison Park crowd. The right arm of Christian Romero, to me, at the angle I'm looking at this, looks to me like it could very much be onside. Thinking of where the arm is of Branthwaite at the time, if anybody's offside, it does look like it could be Beto. But Beto doesn't impact the game at all. It is a clear onside. From the angle I'm looking at it, and it's saying VAR is saying that he's onside. And when the header is made by Romero, Branthwaite then, of course, is deemed onside because they're not on the same team. The goal is going to stand. With little over 2 minutes left in the game at Goodison Park, it's Everton 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. As Branthwaite raises his arms, it's almost confirmation that that goal is going to stand. And Everton have an equaliser. Still a bit more work to do. They're in the ascendancy. They've got the momentum. They've got the crowd behind them. Can they push on and get all 3 points? Surely not. And I think Branthwaite had to get there. It was a risk for him. It was a risk for Vicario. But if Branthwaite wasn't getting there, Vicario certainly was. And that would have kept things at 2-1. Gay's clearance this time. Up goes the header of Van der Ven. Headed down by Skip. Down to the left-hand side for Udogie. Udogie takes it into Everton's half. He's got space to run into. Plays it out wide now for Gill. Gill up against Coleman. Gives the ball back for Udogie inside the area. He's gone down under the challenge. And then he's gone for a late challenge on Idrissa Gana Gueye. And a free kick's now given inside their own area for Everton. Pickford will take his time with it this time. It allows Udogie to get back in position. We're in the final 10 seconds of the added time. I imagine some is going to be added on top of this for the celebration and the VAR check that, of course, we've had before the full-time whistle does go here on an excellent game for both sides at Goodison Park. That point will lift Everton outside of relegation, albeit for the moment, while Luton play later. Goal difference keeps Everton outside of the bottom 3. Thrown now for Coleman on the right hand side. Deep inside Tottenham's half, he throws this to Tarkowski. Tarkowski's ball into the box, goes towards Beto. Goes almost all the way through, but it has been headed away. Can it be kept in play? It can by Kulusevski out on the right hand side. Brings it inside onto his left foot. He's now battling at the moment with Michaelenko. Goes down under the challenge. Nothing's been given. Now on the left hand side, there's still a chance for Everton. Michaelenko's cross has been blocked by Skip. In goes the challenge this time by Dobbin. Tottenham are wanting a free kick for it, and they're even wanting a yellow card in some instances, but Dobbin has got a yellow card and a free kick has been given. And it's a good challenge, in fact, from Dobbin. I think he might have just raised his foot a little bit too late after winning the ball. That's led to that yellow card. I don't think that's a bad challenge at all from the Everton youngster. And a free kick taken by Vicario. Headed away by Branthwaite. Back into Everton's half now by Romero. Down under the challenge goes Dobbin. And it's still with Van der Ven now at the halfway line. Plays this out onto the left-hand side for Everton. And Udogie continues running forward, brings this inside to where Harrison is. Harrison gets possession back, gives this across now for Dobbin. Dobbin brings it onto his right foot, almost goes down under the challenge. Nothing has been given. As then Beto swipes the feet from underneath Van der Ven, who looks ready to take this quickly free kick from just inside the centre circle. Now it goes to Udogie on the left-hand side. Tottenham still with urgency, Everton with urgency. Both sides feel that they could steal 3 points, and it's with Gill on the left-hand side. Tries to beat Coleman. Gill continues, brings it back onto his right foot. Playing with the ball by the touchline on the left-hand side. He looks for the run. In goes Coleman. And there goes the full-time whistle on what has been an incredible game for both of these sides. It has finished at Goodison Park. Everton 2,